Welcome to the Perrysburg Podcast, episode 132. I'm your host, Perrysburg resident Kim Newlove. The Perrysburg Podcast is a resource for Perrysburg residents. We talk about what's in Perrysburg and why people like to live here. Our website is perrysburgpodcast.com. We are talking about Girl Scouts today. My guest is Erika Jackson from the Girl Scouts of Western Ohio. During our conversation, we talk about Erika's role as a recruitment specialist and what Girl Scouts looks like in the year 2026, including who it's for, the age levels, the badges, troop leadership, what meetings look like, camping opportunities, one of my favorite topics, cookies, another one of my favorite topics, and how families can get involved right here in Perrysburg. We also have a surprise guest. Our surprise guest is from a local troop, and she stopped by to read this year's cookie lineup, share prices, and talk about how she'll be selling cookies this season. She does a great job, and we loved having her as part of the conversation today. Without further ado, here's my conversation with Erika Jackson. Hi, Erika. Welcome to the Perrysburg Podcast.
Hi, Kim. Thanks for having me.
It's my pleasure. We're talking about such a happy topic, Girl Scouts.
That is a very happy topic, and I'm so happy to be here.
It's my pleasure. I understand this is your first podcast interview.
It is.
You're going to knock it out of the park. I'm so happy to have you here.
Thank you very much.
At this time, I think what I'd like to do is have you introduce yourself, please.
Okay, my name is Erika Jackson. I work for Girl Scouts. I am a recruitment specialist for the Perrysburg area.
All right. And what do you do as a recruitment specialist?
I go into the schools, I talk with the girls, I meet with the parents, explain what Girl Scouts is. I give the girls a tiny little Girl Scout experience to gauge their interest. The girls sign up. I also partnership with the communities. So that's the libraries, the community centers. I partner with the principals, secretaries, and counselors of the schools. So Girl Scouts is visible and the girls know we're here.
If I see a flyer at the library, was that you?
Yes, if it's in Perrysburg, my name, and email, and my telephone number is on that flyer.
All right, good to know. I'll have to go find a flyer and double check.
Okay, I would love that.
That's cool. All right, well, thank you for the introduction. At this time, I'd like to know, it's been a while since I've talked about Girl Scouts. I raised boys, so what's Girl Scouts like in the year 2026?
Well, in the year 2026, we have girls in the Perrysburg area and all across the nation that are involved in Girl Scouts, and that's from the ages of the grades, of kindergarten through 12th grade, and that's daisies through ambassadors. Now, in the year 2026, Girl Scouts girls are building confidence to see who they are and what they're capable of. They develop strong values and real character. They learn how to try hard things, make mistakes, and keep going. They build healthy relationships by making friends and learning how to be supportive leaders. And they work together to solve problems in their communities, which help them see that they're actually able to make a difference. All of this happens through age-appropriate badges, so everything girls do is connected to building the kind of leaders our world really needs.
Thank you so much for that description. When I was in Girl Scouts, I started off as a brownie, and then I graduated to Girl Scouts. You mentioned, I believe, daisies through ambassadors. What are all the bus stops in between?
So we have daisies, which are our kindergarten through first grade, brownies, second through third, juniors, fourth and fifth, our cadets, sixth and eighth, our high school girls, which are our seniors, our ninth through 10th, and ambassadors. And these are girls that are looking at aging out of Girl Scouts, and that's our 11th and 12th grade girls.
Well, thank you for telling me about what Girl Scouts are like in the year 2026. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
So Girl Scouts, they do a lot of really cool things, but the main thing Girl Scouts do, which they're always really, really excited, are the badges. The badges that the girls can earn fall into 4 powerful interest areas. We have our STEM, our life skills, our outdoor skills, and our entrepreneurship. We'll talk about cookies later, and that's our entrepreneurship. Every badge is age appropriate and designed to meet girls exactly where they are. As girls learn new things and reach new milestones, they become braver than before, more curious than yesterday. They discover strengths that they didn't know they had, building lasting friendships and learning early on that they can lead and that their voice matters.
Ooh, I love the word voice. I have a company called The Pharmacist's Voice, and I think there's power in having a voice and using it. So thank you for mentioning the word voice.
Yep. We agree here at Girl Scouts because as a young lady, it's hard to know that you can speak. And here at Girl Scouts, we want to make sure the girls at a very early age that they know that they can speak because the Girl Scouts is actually a girl-led organization.
Yeah, it's very empowering. Girls' voices matter. Absolutely. I love hearing about the badges. Back when I was in Brownies and then Girl Scouts, it was always such a good day when Mom would sew on the badge on the sash. Do they still have the sashes?
They do. They do. You know what's so funny is there are Girl Scouts who have, it's been years since they were Girl Scout and they still have their uniform, but all of the badges that they earned, they worked really hard for those. And it's such a great accomplishment to earn those badges.
You're making me want to go back in my memory box and look for mine.
So we can use a volunteer if you want to be a troop leader.
Oh, that's very generous of you, but I decline politely. Thank you,
Okay,
though.
that's okay.
But how does somebody become a leader of a Girl Scout troop?
Okay, so to be a leader of a Girl Scout troop, you don't have to just be a parent. If you're just someone in a community that wants to lead a Girl Scout troop, you're able to do that. But most leaders are parents, so the girls grown up with their guardian, their grandmother, their aunt, and our dads are also troop leaders. And
No kidding.
Yeah, we have a shirt just for the dads. It says "Man enough to be a Girl Scout."
I love that.
I do too. If I was a dad, I would wear the shirt, but I'm not a dad.
Right.
But what they do usually is they come to our parent information nights, which is the flyers that go out and the different communications, the communications that go to the libraries and the kids' school newspapers or newsletters rather. They come to those meetings, they determine they want to be a troop leader, they go through training, they get background checked, and they lead the troop. And they have all of the backing of the full council of Girl Scouts of Western Ohio, and then an entire service unit of volunteers who have been volunteering for many, many years at their leisure to ask questions, so they're not alone.
I love that there's a process to learn how to be a leader and also that there are mentors available. That's so important.
Yes, I think so too. It can be a little scary if you've never been in Girl Scouts, you've never led a troop. A lot of people shy away from leading, but it's so much help out there. And we want to make sure that all of our girls and their grown-ups have the support they need to be a Girl Scout.
Awesome. Thank you for talking about the leadership, the parents leading the troops or the guardians.
Yes.
What do we already have here in Perrysburg? Do we have a lot of troops or just one?
In Perrysburg, we have 26 troops totaling 266 girls that are registered right now, and we're still growing. And we have 136 adult volunteers at the moment. Currently, we do have a couple of restrictions, like with marketing to our girls in the Perrysburg area, but we have a lot of great volunteers and a lot of great community partnerships that assist us in making sure that Girl Scouts stay visible to the families so they're aware that we're here, we're having meetings, we want you, we want your girl. It's out here, and they'll be able to see it.
So it sounds like recruitment specialists like yourself get the word out, but then also people that are already in the Girl Scouts, they can spread the word as well. Once somebody has the idea that they want to become a Girl Scout, what's the first step?
If they haven't attended a parent information night, the first step would be to reach out to us at gswo.org. You can say you want to join, or you can call our customer care number. That number is 888-350-5090.
Okay. So they can call the number, they can check the website, or once they hear about a parent meeting by looking at a flyer at the library or from a school email, for example, they go to the parent night and then they can get signed up, right?
Exactly. Yep. They'll be able to get signed up. If they see a flyer and they can't make it to the meeting, that's okay too. My email address is on that flyer. My telephone number is on that flyer. Shoot me an email, leave me a voicemail, and I will be happy to get back with you and give you the next steps of becoming a troop leader or even getting your girl signed up as well.
Right. And now what if a girl wants to be in the same troop as her friends? Is it okay to choose your own troop?
So it really depends on what troops we have available. So if a girl and her friend their age range is too vast, maybe not unless there's a multi-level troop, and that means that's more than one age range. So let's say that's a Daisy and a Brownie, so that's a K through third grade troop, then yes, that would be no problem. But if the troop is just specifically a kindergarten troop, I wouldn't be able to put a second grader in that troop. We would have to put the girl in another troop, which would be okay because what we do at Girl Scouts is we make new friends, and she would be put into a different troop to make some new friends and have a good time learning about her new friends.
When you said make new friends, it reminded me so much of that song that we used to sing.
Make new friends, but keep the old.
Yeah.
Some are silver, some are gold.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you would know better than me because
Yep.
you're more recently a Girl Scout.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you for the nostalgia. But yeah, I love how you said that. But if there were, for example, two kids in the same first grade classroom, would they be able to be in the same troop?
Yep, if we're building a new troop, they are able to join the same troop and they can be together.
Okay. Is there a maximum number of people allowed in a troop?
That depends on the troop leader. Typically, a Girl Scout troop is max at 12 girls, but we have troops in Perrysburg that has 17 girls, 24 girls. We just have to have a certain amount of adults. There's a certain ratio that has to be met to have that many girls. And some troops grow way bigger than the beginning stage of a 12-girl troop. They get bigger than that because the girls get interested. They tell their friends about it. They tell their siblings and their cousins, and everybody wants to join. And they keep growing, and they just get bigger and bigger and bigger. And when I look online, and I'm like, oh my goodness, 24 girls. But the girls love it, and they want all their friends to join.
When I was a Girl Scout, I remember one of my favorite things was Girl Scout camps. Like we'd go camping, you know? Are there still camping opportunities?
There are still camping opportunities. We have a camp that's close to us. It's Camp Libby, and it's in Defiance. The girls are allowed to go camping. That is still a really big thing. And when I do my parent information nights and I talk to the girls, when you say camping, that's the one thing that they all get really, really excited about.
It's like a giant sleepover. I used to love it so much. Especially, I loved tent camping and I loved the open fire, and we would cook over the fire. It was so much fun. Yeah. Is there any information you'd like to share with me about what camping's like for Girl Scouts nowadays?
There is still camping at Camp Libby. Girl Scouts of Western Ohio, we claim that Camp Libby is really glamping because there's a yurt with indoor plumbing, which is actually pretty cool for the girls with a lot of trails and everything. I visited Camp Libby for the first time, my first week at Girl Scouts, and it was a really wonderful experience. But the girls can do camping. There's swimming there. Depending on your age, there's archery and rock climbing. The older you get as a Girl Scout, like the more opportunities you have to do really cool things that the young kiddos can't do.
Yeah, level up those skills, right?
Yeah.
Archery, that's so cool. I can't remember if I ever went to Camp Libby, but it does sound awesome. Ah, that was fun to relive the camping memories there. But let's turn to the more everyday things. What's a meeting like? I mean, when you have the leaders, are the parents leading the meetings, or who leads the meeting?
Okay, so the parents are, of course, they're the leaders, they're the adults, they're overseeing the meetings, but Girl Scouts is a girl-led organization. What that means is girls don't just participate, they lead. The girls help choose what they work on, where they go, and how they grow. Adults are there as guides and supporters, but the girls' voices are what matters the most. Being girl-led teaches girls early on how to make decisions, work together, believe in themselves. When girls are trusted to lead, they learn that their ideas matter and that they have the power to shape their own path.
I like that. That's such a good skill, making decisions and being creative about the direction of the troop. Not every troop does the same thing, it sounds like.
Exactly. Nope. Every troop does something different. I have troops that, where the girls are making the decisions, some are going horseback riding, some are learning how to blow glass. Some girls are going to the Humane Society and helping with the pets, and some girls are going to senior citizen homes and volunteering there. Girls have different interests, and typically when a troop gets together, like just one group of girls, a lot of them, they have the same kind of interest, and they agree to do something that they all are passionate about. So every group of girls, they're different, and they have a different experience than the next troop.
That's good to hear, because for kids that grow up in a city, to have those opportunities where they do country type things, I think that's makes for a richer life to have more experiences.
I think so too.
I love it. At this time, I know that we've talked a lot about volunteers. Are there any shout outs that you'd like to give to the volunteers?
All right. So in Perrysburg, We've been having some minor setbacks and restrictions on what we can do in the Perrysburg area. We have wonderful volunteers that have been doing an amazing job of keeping Girl Scouts visible in the area. They're assisting with getting Girl Scouts our flyers in the Perrysburg newspapers, making sure that they are in the schools' newsletters, making sure that flyers are posted in the neighborhoods. They've been doing a wonderful job keeping us visible with the community for our girls to know that we're still here and the parents to know that we're still here as well.
Okay, but what challenges are you experiencing right now?
The challenge that we're experiencing right now is that we're unable to leave flyers at Perrysburg at the moment. Any outside organizations aren't able to go into the schools right now, but the schools have also been doing a really wonderful job of making sure that we're able to get into the newsletters as well. But the volunteers have really stepped up their game to make sure that we're visible in the places that us just here at Girl Scouts don't know the corners of Perrysburg and where to put flyers and where we can talk about something or become more visible, but our volunteers are assisting us in making sure we have those spaces and corners of Perrysburg where we can make sure that our parents and community know that we're still here.
Gotcha. So it sounds like the volunteers are doing a really good job helping you understand the local culture
Exactly,
and
yes.
customs. Yeah. Well, that is important because if you want to make sure that, you as Girl Scouts get into the community, you kind of have to talk to people that are already here.
Exactly, and that's where we're winning. The people who know the community are the people who live in it. And the people who live in Perrysburg are the ones that are assisting us through these minor setbacks with the Perrysburg School District.
Now, do you work directly with the volunteers?
We do work directly with volunteers. There are two different sides to my position. There's me, who's the recruitment specialist, and then there's my partner, who's the volunteer specialist. So they work more with the volunteers, but when it comes to recruiting and getting the word out that we have a meeting coming up, I'm the person who makes, who's reaching out to the volunteers like, hey, can you help me do this or can you help me do that?
Yeah, you got to divide and conquer, right?
Yes. Yeah, I think the partnership is we're in a very strong position to make sure that people know we're here.
I'm glad you mentioned that there's a volunteer specialist because it sounds like the volunteer specialist has the most interaction with the volunteers once they do step up.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. But yeah, obviously you have your hand in a lot of different things and you all cooperate and it's a team, right?
It is, yep, and it works just like that.
Yeah. And that's how we got this interview today. I reached out on the contact form and I ended up getting this interview with you.
Yes, I'm very happy to be here again.
It's my pleasure. Before we talk about cookies, I want to make sure that I understand who Girl Scouts is for. We talked about the K through 12. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
I would love to. That's one of my favorite questions to answer when I speak with the parents during our parent information night so they can know. But Girl Scouts is for every girl. It's for the girl who's brave, the girl who's shy. It's for the girl with clear interest and the girl who hasn't figured it out yet. It's for the girl with 100 hobbies and the girl who just has one. Girl Scouts is for the girl who wants to make friends and build a community, both with girls who are like her and girls who are different from her. It's for the girl who dreams big dreams with big ideas and even bigger hearts. And Girl Scouts is also for the parent, mom, or dad who wants to walk alongside their girl, grow with her, and be part of her journey. If a girl has a dream, a curiosity, or a spark, Girl Scouts is for her.
Thank you very much for sharing those messages of inclusion. At this time, I want to pivot to the high-calorie question here. What's this I hear Girl Scouts still sell cookies?
Oh, Girl Scouts sell cookies, and we are in cookie season right now. And soon enough, you'll see girls outside of your Walmarts and Kroger's and different storefronts selling cookies.
I have seen my niece actually trying to sell them to me on Facebook, too. Did you know girls are doing that? I thought that was clever.
Yeah, definitely. So right now, they're doing digital cookies. So, I mean, you can't eat the digital cookies, but you can order your cookies right now, and they could either be delivered by a girl or mailed to you.
That is not an opportunity that we had back in the 80s. So I think that's pretty cool. The first time I saw that, there was, pictures of friends' kids on Facebook, and it would say, my daughter Aaliyah is selling, let me know if you want to buy some. And then you would get some link, and then it's just so high tech.
Okay, yeah.
Back in the day, I used to have to hoof it around my neighborhood in the snow uphill both ways and sell these cookies door to door. But it's pretty cool that there are so many more opportunities to sell in other ways. So what can you tell me about selling Girl Scout cookies in the year 2026? What flavors are there? Let's start with that. As a surprise, we have a surprise visitor here who's actually going to read the menu of cookies for this year. Could you please introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Olivia from Troop 1449. This year, the cookies are Adventurefuls, Exploremores, Lemonades, Trefoils, Thin Mints, Peanut Butter Patties, Caramel Delights, Peanut Butter Sandwiches, and Chocolate Chips.
And how much do they cost?
$6.
Awesome. And how will you be selling your cookies this year?
We'll be having pop-ups around Toledo, and I will be going door to door in my neighborhood.
Thank you very much. And anything else you'd like to say about Girl Scouts?
I love it, and I've been doing it for 3 years.
Thanks very much for stopping by and for being on the Perrysburg Podcast. That was nice to have a visitor drop in and kind of save you from saying all the names of the cookies.
Yeah, that was absolutely lovely. I love that. I'm so glad she stopped in.
Yes, and she did a great job.
She did.
Yes. Now, what age groups will be selling the cookies?
All ages sell cookies, so that's daisies through ambassadors, so that's our K through 12th grade. They're happy to sell cookies to fund their activities such as trips, their badges, or community projects. They're also learning life skills, including goal setting, decision making, money management, people skills, and business ethics. And in case you were wondering, 100% of the proceeds stay local with the troops and the council to support camps and programming for girls in their community.
That's good to hear that the money stays locally and helps our local Girl Scouts. What if somebody wants to buy Girl Scout cookies, but they don't know a Girl Scout anymore? How can they order some Girl Scout cookies?
You know what? In this lovely year of 2026, we have so many options. Not only you can drive down the street and I'm sure you'll see a girl. You might see a girl standing on her lawn and selling cookies. You might see a girl at Walmart or Kroger's or a restaurant or some mom and pop store. But if you don't see those girls outside, you can go to gswo.org/find cookies and put your zip code in and find a troop that are selling cookies just like that.
Okay, so does it give their phone number or how do you contact them once the website gives you the information?
It will give you their location. So if you're putting in your zip code, it will give you where the girl troop is, where they're selling the cookies right now.
Oh, okay, so the troops let the website know where they're going to be.
Exactly, yep. So they are like pretty much registered in the system of selling cookies at this Walmart or selling cookies at this store. And when you put your zip code in, you just go to the store and they'll be there. And it has the times, so you don't have to worry about whether or not they'll be there when you get there. There are time slots, so you'll know exactly what time to pull up.
That sounds easy enough. I have no problem finding Girl Scout cookies.
You know what? Even before Find Your Cookies or Find Cookies, I didn't either. Like Girl Scout season, before I worked for Girl Scouts, I will find a Girl Scout cookie if it was the last thing that I did. I will drive around forever, but now I don't have to. So I'm so glad we have the gswo.org/find cookies because I don't have to waste a lot of gas. I can just put it in and I'm there.
Yeah, and you can time your grocery shopping or whatever else you're doing, your general shopping if you're going to Walmart.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's smart. Save you some gas, like you said. Is there anything else about Girl Scout cookies that you'd like to share since it is the season?
Yep, the one thing I would like to share that although Girl Scouts pre-orders started in January, you'll be seeing girls come out February 27th through March 29th. That's when you'll be able to buy cookies directly from a Girl Scout if you want that Girl Scout experience.
Gotcha. So the pre-orders have already started.
Yes.
As we record this, it's January 23rd. So girls are doing the pre-order right now. And then you're saying that the pop-up events at the grocery stores, the Walmarts, et cetera, are going to be happening in February through March.
Yep, February 27th through March 29th. That's when you'll start seeing your girls in their little uniforms, telling you to come and buy some cookies and support their troop.
Right on. I usually buy some, of course, for my household to enjoy, but also we have snack helpers at church, and I tend to buy the cookies, all the varieties. And We have them for the older crowd who doesn't typically see the Girl Scouts anymore, and the smiles on their faces are big. Everybody knows Girl Scout cookies.
Awesome. You know what? That's working for Girl Scouts. If I have a Girl Scout shirt, the one thing people are going to know, they don't really know about the badges, they don't know about camps, but they always know about the cookies. So like in my meetings with the parents, it's like, what do you know about Girl Scouts? And I have to say right away, everything but cookies, just to see what they really know about Girl Scouts. But everyone knows about the Girl Scout cookies, and it brings a smile to everyone's face.
Yes, indeed. What's your favorite Girl Scout cookie?
My favorite Girl Scout cookie is the Thin Mint, because those can be eaten room temperature, they can be eaten frozen, and they taste just as good either way.
Very good. I would say that mine, I mispronounce this. I call them caramel delights, but I think it's typically caramel delights, actually.
It's kind of like tomato.
Right.
Either works. They taste the same.
Okay, yeah, but that is my favorite. I love coconut, and there's a little coconut on those.
It is.
I just love coconut and chocolate.
Those were my favorite before I tried Thin Mints. Like first I did the caramel delights. They were called something else then. But when I taste Thin Mints, like if I order 6 boxes of cookies, it'll be 6 boxes of Thin Mints. Do I need 6 boxes of Thin Mints? I do not. Will I eat them? I will.
Yes, you will. Yeah, they're great to share with friends too. Or you can freeze them, right? And
You can.
Stay really fresh in the freezer for up to, I don't know, probably 3 months. I'm making that up, but that's how long I would probably keep them in my freezer.
I would say this as well for people who don't like cookies, but they still want to support their Girl Scout troop. Cookies can be donated to different organizations. You can buy the cookies, and the girls will take them to a place where they can be donated. And other people can experience the joy of a Girl Scout cookie, and then you could still support your local Girl Scout troop.
Are we talking about food pantries?
Yes, at a food pantry. Thank you.
Yeah, I think I've actually donated some to a food pantry before too, because honestly, it's to stop myself from eating so many cookies. But I like your reason better to help other people enjoy the joy of Girl Scout cookies as well.
Yeah. Yep. So a food pantry, you can donate to a food pantry. You'll buy the cookies with the girls rather, and you'll tell them you want those cookies donated, and they will then drop the cookies off to the food pantry so somebody can experience the joy of Girl Scout cookies.
I love that. As we start to wrap this up, I've got to ask, why do the Girl Scouts sell Girl Scout cookies right after the holidays?
Because you've already overeaten for Christmas and Thanksgiving, and why not add the cookies? No, I'm kidding. They are sold after the holiday because really, they would melt if we tried to sell those cookies in the summertime. So much chocolate. Can you imagine opening up your box of Girl Scout cookies and they're all just stuck together, and then you can't enjoy them? So they'll melt if we didn't do in the wintertime.
I had never considered that. Have Girl Scouts always sold them in the wintertime that you know of?
That I know of, yes. I think it's always been cold when I got a Girl Scout cookie.
Yeah, I think I remember selling them when it was cold as well, back in the 80s.
Yeah.
I liked your first answer, though. You're already overeating from Thanksgiving and Christmas. Why not add this on, too? That is not what I thought, but I knew there had to be a reason right after the holidays to sell Girl Scout cookies. But yeah, the melting factor is a good reason. Thank you for sharing that.
No problem.
And then I guess my last question is, do you have any myths or misconceptions about Girl Scouts, Girl Scout cookies, any rumors you'd like to address? The floor is yours.
Okay, yes, definitely. The number one myth that I run into when I go into the schools to talk to the girls, you go to a school and some schools have all the grades, K through 12th. So I'm at all the lunchrooms, and the older the girl gets, the less interested she is because she thinks that Girl Scouts is just for littles, and littles as in kindergarten and first grade girls is Girl Scouts. And I have to explain that Girl Scouts is for all girls, K through 12, and that gets forgotten because we see a lot of littles in the Girl Scout uniforms, but we have a lot of troops that are our older girls, and they get forgotten by the general population. Like they don't know they exist really, but they're there.
You're saying that the myth is that Girl Scouts is only for the littles, but really it's for the K through 12.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. When I stopped Girl Scouts, I think I was in 7th or 8th grade.
Okay.
I don't know if I even knew that it went through high school, but I lost interest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other myths or misconceptions?
Another myth would be that it's really hard to lead the troop and that you don't have any help. But this year, Girl Scouts of USA actually started to produce a girl experience box. And what that box is, or what it does rather, is it plans your meetings for the first 12 months of you leading your troop. It comes with all of the supplies. It comes with a script. So if you don't know what to say, that script will tell you what to say. If you need a name tag, the name tag's there. If you need scissors, the scissors are there. Beads, got them. String, you got that too. And it makes it a lot easier. But a lot of parents shy away from leading a troop because they think it'll be hard to start and they wouldn't know what to do in those meetings. But we have your back. We have experience boxes, and it will plan your meetings for the first 12 months.
Experience boxes.
Yes.
I like that because I personally love containerizing stuff. And if it's all in one container, and not that I need a script, but if I just have the words, the terminology, it doesn't feel like it's the first time I've said it, then that makes me feel so much more comfortable doing something for the first time. So I like that you do experience boxes.
Yep. And they come to your house. So you have time to actually go over it yourself and look through it and then bring it to the meetings and be more comfortable with whatever you have to say and whatever the activity is that's going to be age appropriate for your troop.
Yeah, practice, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, that would definitely make somebody feel more empowered, more comfortable, ready to lead.
Yep.
Yeah. Any other myths or misconceptions, any rumors you want to clear up before I let you go?
Another misconception would be that only moms can lead a troop. And I said it earlier in the podcast that dads can lead a troop too. So we do have a lot of dad leaders that are leading right alongside their girls. So we not only want the mom to take the journey with the girl, we also want dad to do it as well. And I think they're forgotten, but they are not forgotten. If I can just reiterate, we have that shirt that says man enough to be a Girl Scout, and it's for our dads that are out there or our father figures that are parental guardians that are raising young girls. We want you to be a part of it too, because you're going to bring an experience that maybe mom can't bring. Maybe you have a hobby that mom can't teach. You can change tires and she can. You know something about the outdoors, but she doesn't. We want the dads just as well as we want the moms. So that's a really big myth when my dads come to the parent information nights. They think, well, I don't know if her mom wants to volunteer, but we want you to.
I love that message. Yes, there's so many messages of inclusion, and including even the parents and the guardians and all of the father figures and mother figures. That is awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
Girl Scouts is a great experience, and I'm glad you came here today to talk about it. Any final words as we close this out?
You know, I'm very grateful that you brought Girl Scouts on to the Perrysburg Podcast, especially with the issues we've had with our marketing, even with the assistance of our volunteers. It's really important that people know that we're here and what we're doing for the girls in the world, really, like in the entire nation. We want them to experience these things. We want them to know they can be leaders. We want them to know that they have a voice with what they learn, how they learn it. And then we want them to know that once they learn it, they can get their badges and they can see their accomplishment in real time. So thank you so much for giving Girl Scouts a voice here today.
My pleasure. And you used the word voice again as you closed it out. Brownie points.
Thank you.
All right. Erika, thanks again for coming here to the Perrysburg Podcast. Good luck with Girl Scout cookie season.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks again to Erika Jackson for being my guest on episode 132 of the Perrysburg Podcast. You will find the show notes on perrysburgpodcast.com. In the show notes, you'll find a link to the website for Girl Scouts of Western Ohio, a link to find Girl Scout cookies this season, contact information for my guest, Erika Jackson, a link to sign up for the Perrysburg Podcast's weekly newsletter, and more. All the links are in the show notes for episode 132 on perrysburgpodcast.com. I've got just a few calls to action, and then I'm going to wrap this episode up. If you are a parent or a caregiver of a girl in kindergarten through 12th grade, Girl Scouts might be something worth exploring. And if you've ever thought about volunteering in the community as a parent, guardian, caregiver, etc., volunteering with the Girl Scouts could be a really meaningful way to get involved. And yes, last call to action here, it is cookie season. So if you see a Girl Scout selling cookies, stop by, say hello, grab a box or two, and know that you are supporting something really positive in our community. Thank you so much for listening today. I'll talk to you next week.